Happy Monday to you, everyone. You know, I love that quote from Terry Pratchett, an English author, when he said, "Life is not lived in the fast lane, it's lived in oncoming traffic." And speaking of oncoming traffic, if you're going to train your dog to walk near heavy traffic, teach it to walk facing the traffic. Yeah, facing the traffic. As a matter of fact, think about yourself. You go for a walk yourself, and suddenly, out of nowhere, some bicyclist appears from behind you. Gives you that old startle effect. Someone comes up behind you running. You're not aware that they're there. We humans and dogs do far better when things are approaching us that we can see coming than what we do with things that are just coming up from behind us. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're training their dog or conditioning their dog to not be afraid of traffic is they fail to walk facing the traffic. Now, that's not something that you may have to do forever, but for sure it is something that you should do in the beginning. So how do we get this thing done here? How do we teach our dogs to encounter and be in an environment in which there are cars racing by, big trucks, loud motorcycles, loud cars with big old aftermarket mufflers? How do you teach your dog to do this and remain under control, even if it's a little bit fearful of that environment? Okay, so here we go. We're going to go down the steps to get this thing done. Number one, train your dog how to heel, sit, and down away from that. Yeah, go away from the traffic. Do all your fundamental training so your dog has an idea of what heel, sit, down, all these behaviors mean, and your dog can do it quite well before you try to accomplish this during heavy traffic. Next thing, safety. Always have safety in mind. On Captain here, for example, anytime we go near heavy traffic and we're training, we don't have on just one collar. Hey, old dog, turn your head, buddy. We have on two. And we also make sure we check our leash. Check it all the way. You should do this before any training session with your dog, but for sure when you're training around something as dangerous as traffic. So make sure your gear is good to go. And because your dog is double collared, the effectiveness of the collar for training has been cut in half. So therefore, another reason to make sure you train your dog away from the traffic first. Okay, now you've trained your dog. Your dog can heel, your dog can sit, your dog can down. Now you want to go negotiate that traffic out there. Again, make sure you walk facing the traffic. Do all that you can. This is a very wide road here. This is Witten Road, a local road here, and it's very, very busy, as you can see. It's 6 lanes to get across that thing. Trust me, do not attempt to cross 6 lanes of traffic just to get on the other side. Make sure if you're going to attempt that, you've got no one coming from either side. No one at all. Be very, very patient, because that's what training for traffic and conditioning for traffic requires. Incredible patience. Okay, now next thing that you do, not only do you train going towards the traffic, but you also counter condition this whole thing. Meaning, when you are several yards away from the traffic, try to get your dog interested in doing a few commands. You have a couple of treats. Really reward the dog. Let the dog know, man, it's cool out here. Traffic means treats. Yeah, baby, it means treats. Make sure, though, that you don't use a toy. You know Captain loves his ball. You've seen it. There's no chance I'm using a ball or anything that can get away from me near this traffic. No way. One bad bounce, it falls out of your treat bag right here, starts rolling, you didn't even realize it. Don't use anything, no frisbee, no tug toys, no bumpers, nothing that could bounce on this ground and roll into that street. No way. And if your dog won't take a treat, then get ready to turn on some healthy petting. So let me address that real quick. When you go to pet your dog near that traffic out there, make sure you don't do this. Remember, well, here's one thing you don't do for your safety. Again, I put this out in one of the very first videos of the 365. Never put your hand in this loop. Your dog makes a sudden jolt, a sudden bolt across that street, you're going with it. Have your thumb in that loop, or at a bare minimum, like I do, have a scissors grip. Scissors grip. Because now if the leash starts to go, you've got it. If you just wrap your hand around the leash, if it starts to go, it's gone. So either a scissors grip or put your thumb through the loop and then do a scissors grip. Even better. When you go to treat, I'm right-handed. So if Captain's on my left side, what you'll see me do is scissors grip, thumb in, reach over, give treat. And I'm also keeping this tight in control. Don't make the mistake of doing this. Oh, good cattle dog. Okay, now look what happens. Captain suddenly bolts. Some car scares him. There he goes. Okay, well, there's about 2.5 feet. By the time I get caught off balance, I just added a whole nother foot. Add the length of this leash, and Captain is dead smack in the middle of that first lane. So guys, in close, in control. That's what I call it. IC, in close, in control. Have that leash in nice and tight whenever you come to a stop. You want to give that treat, which I highly encourage. You need to do a lot of that. Make sure that dog is in close, in control. And also work on your switching away from the traffic so that you can tell the dog to get off on the side of the road away from the traffic. So it's over here, you're towards the traffic. Be careful though. If you have a dog that you feel could bolt on you at any moment, watch out. If they go this way and you think they'd go the opposite way, like if this is traffic over here, you think they'd go that way. Don't count on it. Guys, so much of what I teach you in these videos comes from experience. I've been on this side, dog was on that side, it bolted that way. And me and the dog went in the road. Yeah, lucky for me that the car was able to swerve out of the way. Be careful with that. You've got to know your dog before you go out here. You should know your dog inside and out before you ever even attempt to go out there on one of those busy streets. Okay, so let's head on up there just real quick. We'll just do a little bit real quick. You ready, cow dog? You ready, buddy? Heel. So we're going to heel. Captain's over here. So I'm going to switch him. Cow dog, switch. Attaboy. Got my scissors grip. Good boy. Switch. Now I'm going to switch him back. Why? Because the traffic is coming this way. I want to go that way. That way with my dog. Free. If it requires that you to go the direction you need to go against traffic, then yes, you need to go at least a little bit facing the traffic first. And remember, this is training. Training. We're not done training yet. In the training scenarios, you pick out where you go. You don't have to be anywhere. Okay, on your return trip, you may have to cross the road. But at a minimum, get the dog on the other side. But I'm telling you, they do far better. When Captain can see this traffic coming, he does far better with it than what he does with it coming up from behind. So it may be required that you cross that road, but if you do, I am telling you, be patient. Oh my gosh, I have started running across roads before. I took off, dog didn't. Yeah, and then I've had dogs stop halfway. I don't know why, they just do. It is what it is. Just be careful, be watchful for anything and everything. Okay, the coast is clear. Evan and I are going to cross right over here real quick. Heel. Attaboy, cattle dog. All right, there's some cars getting ready to come up here. I'm going to start heeling Captain before they show up, before they're close. Heel. Okay, guys. I'm not going to take up your entire day because now I'd have to get back across that road. Cow dog, switch. Let me get him over here. Down. Attaboy, cattle dog. Make sure you give lots of treats. Make sure you're always under control. No matter what you do, you're always under control with your dog. Practice these things, guys. Safety first. Make sure you're always safe. You got double collars on your dog right here. You got a good leash. Practice it before you get to the roads. And when you get to the road, try to do everything you can facing the road. All right, we'll move right up over here a little bit away from this traffic. Okay, let me tell you just a quick story real quick. When Captain was young, a lot of you are thinking, maybe I will never, ever take my dog near a busy road like this. Again, in life, never use the word never. Because I also had that attitude. It was never my intention to take Captain anywhere near a busy road like this. No way. I don't even personally like busy roads. But then I wrote a book, Embracing the Wild in Your Dog. And suddenly there were interviews on Sirius Radio, XM Radio, television shows, Fox and Friends, all this stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm in New York City. I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm in Chicago. I'm in all these large cities trying to stay in any hotel that accepts dogs. Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of people like to say, oh, we love dogs. Yeah, until you want to stay in a hotel with one. It's a whole different story. We had to stay downtown, and there was a ton of traffic, and Captain was immediately exposed to that traffic. So I had to do what I'm telling you to do, and I had to do it in fast forward motion to get it done. And as you can see now, he has no issue with the traffic, but he did when I started. So I just had to keep working it, guys, doing everything I could to walk facing the traffic. Make sure I did a lot of conditioning away and training away from the traffic. And then when we're out in that traffic, make sure I always kept him under control, always thought about safety, and gave good treats. And if you guys do the same thing, you'll have a dog ready to walk in heavy traffic should life throw you that curveball and suddenly you're going, dang, I wish I'd paid more attention to Bryan's video. I had no idea I was going to have to walk my dog in downtown LA. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be careful around traffic. And remember, life is taking it head on. You need to do the same thing with your dog. I'll see you tomorrow.